If you've been asking, is this all there is to life? Then during our time together, I'm going to tell you the real reason why you're asking this question and what to do about it. And this is probably different advice than you have ever heard before, but it's the advice that will bring some light and clarity to your world and for where you're headed. Understanding this will empower you to embrace your journey ahead without feeling guilty or uncertain about it. I'm Chelsea Childers. As a self-worth and confidence coach, I support big dreamers, high achievers, and visionaries to feel more certain, aligned, and true to themselves as they pursue their vision. And welcome to my new YouTube channel. This is so exciting. And even though I'm new to YouTube, I am not new to this space. I've been in this space for a while now, coaching clients, hosting a podcast, appearing on talk shows, just all the things. So I'm no stranger to this space. I'm also no stranger to asking myself, is this all there is? Maybe you've worked hard and feel like you've reached the pinnacle of your career and you're asking yourself, is this all there is? Have I done it? Have I arrived? Is there not any more for me out there? Maybe you have let your job totally define you. And so you're asking yourself, is this all I'm meant to do? Am I not more than this? Is this really who I am? Maybe every day feels monotonous to you. And so by now you're asking yourself, is this it? Am I missing something here? Or maybe you're like me and you have done everything right up to this point. You've gone to college, you started the career, maybe you've even gotten married and had kids, but you've done everything that you were told to do, right? And now you're at this point where you're asking yourself, is this all that life is cracked up to be? There has to be more, right? And so you're starting to think that you may want to do something epic with your life. You're craving a new path or even to create a legacy. Finally, maybe you know that you don't want to settle, but you feel like you are settling. I want to tell you that I totally get it. I totally get it. This question really haunted me for months when I started asking myself this 8 years ago. But I didn't know how to make sense of it. I felt wrong for even asking the question and wondering that this path I had paved out for myself, I felt wrong for even wanting to branch outside of it. I felt ungrateful for all the things that I had and all the things that I had done. And then, not to mention, just imagining life could be more, could be different than what I originally thought was completely mind boggling to me. I literally could not wrap my head around it. So, if you're feeling any variation of this, I want you to know that you are not alone. You are not alone, and you're also not wrong for it. Asking yourself this question of, is this all there is to life? It can have a real effect on you. So, no, you're not wrong for it. However, that doesn't deny or dismiss or make all the feelings that you're feeling right now just suddenly go away. Because maybe you are starting to feel like everything you've done is pointless. This question can cause you to literally question everything that you thought you knew about life, who you are, what you want, how the world works. It can drive you insane because it can echo relentlessly in your mind like a track that is just permanently on repeat and it will not let up. It will not take a break. I get it. I get it. I get it. There are so many different variables within this question. And when you really are in a space of contemplating and wondering, is this it in life? And I don't think many people realize that until you actually start wondering this. Then things like feeling wrong or ungrateful, feeling guilty, all of these swirling things can come up within you. I want you to know, though, please hear me when I say that you are not wrong. I want to be that other voice for you, the one that goes against the voice that you're hearing inside of your head, to let you know that you're not wrong. Even after you've achieved what others consider success, you're still not wrong for this. But it's common for us to try to make sense of all of these feelings when we start asking ourselves this. It's common for us to do things like talk to our best friend in hopes of gaining some sort of clarity. Perhaps we journal, trying to untangle the confusion on paper. Maybe we even look to people on Instagram for inspiration or reassurance that we are doing a great job in life, but we wind up comparing ourselves to others. Perhaps we set new goals and push ourselves to new heights, trying to level up at work in order to prove something, maybe even to ourselves. We can read books, listen to podcasts, watch YouTube videos, all in the hopes of searching for answers. We can turn to things like self-care, playing pickleball, hoping that it'll bring us some sort of peace and give us a break from everything that's going on inside. Maybe you contemplate making a big life change. Should I just quit? Should I just move? Wondering if a fresh start is the key to solving it all. Bottom line, I want you to know that I feel you. I feel you that you're trying every day to make things work. You're trying to fill this piece inside of you that feels missing. But despite all of the efforts to make sense of it, there's still this nagging voice, isn't there? The one that keeps whispering that maybe, just maybe, all the pushing, planning, and striving isn't what's truly missing. You might wonder if you should just keep going, keep trucking along, and ignore that voice, hoping that it's going to go away. Or maybe you're wondering, do I actually bravely allow myself to face this question head on, to see if life could really be more than I imagined that it could, that I could be more than I ever thought possible? So it's in this space, this real dichotomy and this inner conflict of, what do I do? Where do I go? Am I really making sense? Am I really getting to the bottom of all of these things? And so when you do talk to your best friend or read the books, listen to some podcasts, I've seen it to where a lot of people give some really good, well-meaning advice. And perhaps it helped them and supported them in a season like this, which is amazing. It's amazing. And so they'll advise you to just be more grateful. Make gratitude lists every morning when you wake up. Go about your day and just notice more things to be grateful for. Maybe they recommend that you take a break or go on a vacation, thinking that it might help reset your mind and you'll come back feeling lighter and clearer. Maybe they encourage you to become the observer of your mind, to step back and observe your thoughts without judgment, remembering that you don't have to accept everything your mind tells you as truth. And so by doing that, they're saying just become the observer of your mind. Just listen to it for a little while. Just listen to the chaos. Listen to it come up. Or they might encourage you to become more aware of your emotions so you can take your power back. And I'm not here to argue whether or not this advice is correct or not. What I am here to say, though, is that maybe it worked for a little while for me, but it didn't ultimately bring me the peace and clarity that I wanted. I didn't truly understand, even practicing some of these things, I didn't truly understand the real reason why I was asking myself this question, what it meant, what it was pointing me towards, what to do about it. So that's exactly why I'm here today. Because one of the biggest mistakes I see that people make is choosing to deny the truth, clinging to what's comfortable, what's safe, or what's logical, instead of exploring the uncomfortable, unfamiliar, and illogical. And doing this often leads to settling for less than what they truly desire, keeping them stuck in a cycle of complacency and unfulfilled potential. while suppressing the truth they already know deep down inside. So I don't want this to be you. I don't want you to unknowingly deny the truth inside of you. I don't want you to just cling to what's comfortable, safe, and logical. I don't want you to settle for less than what you truly desire and be stuck in a cycle of complacency and unfulfilled potential. I have to tell you, 8 years ago, when I was in this season, one of my worst fears was thinking that where I was is where I was always going to be. Even though my life, I'm sure it looked perfect from the outside with a thriving career, a wonderful marriage, good health, two adorable kids, all the things. But I wanted more. I was afraid that where I was where I was always going to be. And that's the trap of complacency. That's what it does, is that it keeps us in a permanent state. And I don't want you to stay in a permanent state. Put it simply, the real reason you're asking yourself, is this all there is to life? Am I really meant to work in a job that I like but don't love for the next 30 plus years? Am I really supposed to maybe go to work every single day, whatever that looks like for you? And every day, 5 days a week, it just feels the same over and over and over. And you're asking yourself, is there not more? Is there not more to this? The real reason you're asking yourself this is because deep down you sense that there's more to life than what you're currently experiencing. It's not about being dissatisfied with your current circumstances. It's about recognizing that your soul, who you are on the inside, the very core of your being, is calling you to something greater, something more fulfilling, and something that is aligned with your true purpose. And so, yes, where you have been, that amazing career that you have worked so hard for, and you feel like now you've reached the top. So, where do I go from here? Guess what? There is somewhere for you to go. You are literally being called into something greater and something more fulfilling. And all of this is an indication of that inside. So, this question, hear me out, it is not a sign of failure. It's not a sign of wrongness or inadequacy. It's an invitation to step into the next chapter of your life, to pursue the dreams and aspirations that have been quietly simmering beneath the surface. It's a call to awaken to your full potential, to embrace the possibility that your life can be richer, more meaningful, and more impactful than you ever allowed yourself to believe. This question is a powerful signal that you are ready for expansion. You are ready for growth and the kind of life that not only satisfies your desires, but also honors the deepest parts of who you are. Woo! That's what this question signifies. That is the real reason behind it. I want you to know that initially, when you start asking yourself, is this all there is? It is definitely natural to seek comfort and clarity by reaching out to your best friend, journaling, looking to people on Instagram, going after those goals, turning to self care and other things, reading books, everything that I was talking about earlier. All of that is so natural. You are seeking comfort, you're seeking clarity. You want to feel excited and empowered about life and about your journey ahead. But the truth is, while those activities can provide temporary relief or distraction for you, they won't truly patch the feeling that something is missing. And that feeling is a sign that you're being called to more. And there is no amount of good advice from your best friend. There are no amounts of big changes that you can make or basketball games you can play or whatever it looks like that can fill this internal void that's urging you to grow. No goals, no achievement, no money, no title is going to fill this void that's inside of you. So yes, talking to our friends and doing things like journaling can help us process our emotions, but they're not going to lead us to the deeper truth that lies within us. Seeking inspiration from others can sometimes lead to comparison, making you feel even more disconnected from your own path. And I know you don't want that. That's not where you're going, right? Setting new goals or pushing yourself harder at work might bring you success, or you might catch the thrill of being productive and making moves, just like us high achievers love to do. But if those goals aren't aligned with your true desires at this point in the game, they will only amplify the feeling of emptiness. I want you to hear that. That yes, setting goals, you might feel really good while you're doing it. But now that you're asking yourself this question, just by sheerly asking it, the goals you had before cannot be the same goals that you have now. Else you're going to amplify that empty feeling that you feel inside. It's going to perpetuate that feeling of longing for more, of wanting something more. Books and podcast episodes can, of course, bring you valuable insights and they can support you, but they cannot do the inner work for you because it will not address the root cause of your discontent. And while a fresh start might seem appealing, it often brings the same unresolved feelings with it because the real issue isn't about your external circumstances. It's about the need to align your life with your deepest, most authentic self. So, in other words, everything I've talked about, everything that we instinctively do to try to help ourselves feel better and to be there for ourselves, while on the surface they are really good, and I acknowledge you for doing just that, ultimately they will not help you cope with the symptoms of your dissatisfaction. It won't address the core of it. Because to truly move beyond the question of, is this all there is to life? You truly need to go inward and listen to the call for more and cultivate the courage to step into the unknown where true fulfillment awaits. That's what helped me the most. That I spent months literally journaling, crying, trying to talk to my husband and my family and my friends about everything that was going on. Please, somebody just tell me, why am I feeling this way? Ultimately, and I'm not trying to be abstract here, ultimately, I had to silence the noise of everyone around me. And I had to go inward. I had to truly listen to myself and allow myself to listen to myself. So when you're asking yourself, is this all there is? It's not a question to shy away from. It is a crucial moment on your journey, a pivotal point that signals you're ready for more. Instead of suppressing or ignoring this question, I want you to embrace it. Embrace it. You are not a problem to be solved. There's no reason to figure out why you're asking yourself this, because I've literally just told you. You are being called to something greater than yourself. So I want you, after this, to see it as an invitation to explore the uncharted territories of your potential and step into a more expansive, authentic version of yourself. So rather than view it as a problem to solve or something to dissect and get to the bottom of it, I want you to view this question as an invitation. What does that mean? To step into more? What does a more expansive version of me look like? Because when you're asking yourself this question, I'm going to tell you right now, in my years of being called into this and doing this work, when you are asking yourself this question, you are on the brink of a major transformation. And I wish somebody had told me that 8 years ago when I was feeling this way. You are on the brink of a major transformation. And if you don't believe me, I need you to believe me. I need you to believe me. Because the sooner you can accept and embrace that, the sooner you can get to the other side. The sooner you can accept and embrace that, the sooner you can embrace what that more is going to look like for you. What that life that feels truer to who you are, what that'll look like. So to truly lean into this question and go inward, I want you to consider these steps. These are the exact steps that I wish somebody had given me and said, I get you. I totally get you. And I got you. Here is what to do. The first step, like I've been talking about, embrace the question. Understand that the feeling of being unsettled and longing for more, it is not something to be ashamed of. It's a sign of growth, a nudge from your deeper self that you're ready to evolve. So rather than pushing the discomfort away, and as uncomfortable as it is, welcome it as a catalyst for change. The second thing I encourage you to do is to acknowledge and accept your feelings. Fully recognize your feelings of being dissatisfied, being bored every day, or even the desire for more. Just whatever you're feeling, don't try to untangle it of why am I feeling this way? What is wrong with me? I'm so confused. Don't try to figure it out. Allow yourself to sit with these emotions without judgment and understand that these feelings are valid. And they often indicate that you are outgrowing your current season, your current situation, the current path that you have known up to this point, and you are ready for something bigger and more aligned. That's exciting. So exciting. So congratulations that you are here, really and truly, because I have experienced the effect in my own life. Once you accept this and embrace it and lean into it, I've experienced the amazing effects that come from it. 8 years ago, I never could have imagined doing what I do now. I'm so incredibly grateful for it. And I know that if I hadn't leaned into this question and gone inward, then I wouldn't be standing here. I wouldn't be doing this. I wouldn't be coaching the clients I have the pleasure of coaching and working with. The third step, cultivate curiosity. Approach this season of your life with curiosity rather than fear and judgment. Ask yourself, what could this feeling be pointing me toward? By this question, you're not trying to figure it out. You're not trying to figure out one position or one niche that you're going into or one certain business that you're being called to start. You're just allowing yourself, you're opening your mind to other possibilities. And this can be so hard, especially if you're someone like me who literally grew up thinking that I was going to be doing the same thing all of my life. So imagining myself doing anything else, I mean, you might as well ask me to speak Chinese. It was just that foreign for me, literally. So allow yourself to explore the different possibilities without the need to have all the answers right away and without having to try to figure out what is the thing. All right, I've talked a little bit about journaling and self-care. I would definitely encourage you, if you don't have one, to at least develop the practice of this for the sake of self-reflection. Nothing else but self-reflection. So maybe this looks like sitting outside on your front porch for a little while and just allowing yourself to think. Maybe you go to the park on your lunch break and just sit there. To our mind, this is called low data moments, where we aren't ingesting a whole bunch of information and a whole bunch of advice. We're just allowing ourselves to be. So maybe for you, it does look like journaling. For me, it looks like taking a bath. And yeah, sure, you could call it self-care. You could call it whatever you want. The point is, I just want you to prioritize sitting just by yourself for a few minutes every day, even if it's in your car, to help you connect with your inner voice and uncover what you truly want from life beyond everybody else's opinion. Step 5, I want you to seek out expansive conversations. It's really, really hard, at least it was for me, when you're having all of these feelings going on inside of you of, I feel like I should be grateful, but I'm wanting something else. I'm wanting something different. And people around you are talking about things like the weather and what time Biden went to bed last night, or the latest neighborhood gossip, or just stuff like that. So I want you to seek out expansive conversations and surround yourself with people who not only inspire you and challenge you to think bigger, who not only support you on your growth, but people who genuinely get how you feel or can at least relate to it, so that what they say doesn't imply that you are crazy, you are wrong, or you are ungrateful. I want you to engage in deep, meaningful conversations, maybe about legacy and impact. Again, expanding your possibilities, your insights, your perspectives on life and what could be possible for you. Step 6, and this is so, so important. I want you to pause before making any physical changes. So even though you're asking yourself, is this all there is to life? I don't want you to just go out and start a business or join an MLM or quit your job or anything like that. Please avoid rushing into action, even if it's small action, until you have fully unpacked and processed all your feelings of guilt, selfishness, maybe it's fear of failure, judgment, loneliness. Until you've kind of unpacked that and cleared that, please don't make any changes. Allow yourself to understand and transcend these emotions first. And I know you're probably rolling your eyes at me right now at that advice. Sometimes people don't consider that the sexy work. But really, if you do this, it's going to be so, so worth it. I promise you. Because it's going to help you ensure that any changes you make are from a place of clarity and genuine alignment with your true desires, rather than from a place of unresolved emotional turmoil. You're not going to make any impulse decisions that you'll later regret. Just physically stay where you are. And then lastly, step 7, I want you to trust more. Trust more. Understand that this journey is not about rushing to find answers or forcing change. It's not even about being in control or knowing exactly what the top of the staircase looks like. It's about trusting that by staying open and committed to your growth, the clarity you seek will gradually emerge. I'm a testament of that. All of these steps I'm a testament of. And the path forward for you will become clear. And by practicing these steps, you can accelerate that journey. So lean into this question and approach it with intention. You can transform the uncertainty and discomfort into a powerful opportunity for growth and alignment. This is how you begin to step into the unknown with courage and create a life that feels truly fulfilling and aligned with who you are. So, as we wrap this up, as you navigate these swirling feelings and confront the question of, is this all there is? Remember this. It's not about finding quick fixes or distractions. It's about honoring the depth of your experience and recognizing that this question is a beautiful signal of your potential for growth. Yes, that's right. You may have worked in your career for 20 or 30 years. there's still more growth for you. Embrace it as a turning point, not as a roadblock. Lean into your feelings with acceptance and curiosity. Use this time to deeply understand what's driving your desire for change. Process any lingering emotions with compassion and patience. Then and only then, when you are truly clear, can you make changes that are meaningful and aligned with your true self. But spend this time and get clear on the inside first. And embrace this process of doing so. Your journey towards more is not about adding more to your plate or superficial layers or more letters behind your last name, but about connecting with your core desires that you probably have never even had access to, and then aligning your actions with your authentic self. Embrace this process with an open heart and trust that as you navigate these challenges in this season, you're stepping into a life that's more fulfilling and true to who you are truly meant to be. Thank you for joining me in this exploration. Keep asking, keep growing, and most importantly, keep believing in the incredible potential that lies within you. See you next time.